folks. I just updated to the newest version um, of OBS, and so I had to reset some things. I hope you can hear me now. Please let me know. Eesh. All right, let me make sure that you can hear me. Hey, all right, I have sound. Okay, good. Sorry. All right. What I'm doing today, I am working on my friend Eugene's song called One Note Melody, which I also had a hand in doing some of the arranging, and he would like me to produce it for his upcoming EP, which I'm very happy to do. So let's listen to how he produced it. It's already really good, and for both of the producers that reviewed this song through the TSA, through the Songwriting Academy, they both loved it. And that was Rob Wells and Julian Hinton. And they both said that it needs more space to like breathe and settle into an atmosphere and a groove. So that's what we're going to do. But it's already really, really good. So let's have a listen to Eugene's mix of it. Maybe.
I'll sing a one note melody, it goes like this. A fourth or fifth or minor fall or major lift. Something that will soothe and put your mind adrift. I'll sing a one note melody. I got a one note melody, a lovely drone for you to meditate together or all alone. Slipping out of consciousness, we all go home and sing a one note melody. I hear a one note melody, it sounds like this. It sounds like one hand clapping in a swirling mist. It sounds like sound that makes no sound as you consider bliss. To sing a one note melody. I add a one note melody to one note melody. That's not a contradiction, it's called harmony. All things in the universe have their own key and sing their one note melody.
Okay.
There is no reason and there is no rhyme. There is no place and there is no time. No future and no past, it's all eternity. It's all a one note melody.
All right, so that's how it's sounding right now, and it's already really good. Okay, good. The picture is fine. You can hear me. Fantastic. Glad to hear it. Thank you very much for being here, Andre. Appreciate you hanging out. Yeah, I'm trying to do a regular Wednesdays at around 5, so happy hour, music time. You can hear my parakeet Stanley in the background. I hope that's not a problem. All right, so let's take a look at the various pieces of this and kind of let's think about what I want to kind of shape it into, because it's already a good shape. So I basically want to just give it lots more space, and lots more, each of the parts gets a chance to kind of breathe and move. So let's have a listen to the pieces that I have. And I already wanted to extend the vibe of having this like night insect sounds come first for a good 2 measures. Oh, and this is doubled here. So this bell, I kind of want it to like swirl. Let's think about that. It's the first sound. It's the first tonal sound in the piece, so it's an important one. All right, so that's a meditation bell, number 4. Okay. And what is this effect that I have on it? Okay, got just like a delay on it. Interesting. Okay. Let's turn the bugs down. Have them be just a little bit more relaxed. Oh, and I should put them in the candy bus as well. Because that's ear candy. Little bugs. Okay. Thanks for hanging out, Andre. I really appreciate you even popping in for a few minutes and helping me with my technical difficulties. So, thanks for coming, even if it was only for a little bit. I always appreciate it. And thanks for your comment on my last video about the don't touch the faders philosophy. Yes, there are many ways to pet a cat. All roads lead to Rome, and so whatever works for you in your workflow. But I've just found that not touching the faders helps me a lot. I think I want the insects to kind of like start to, yeah, I think before the vocals come in. I think I even want more space before the vocals come in. All right, where are Eugene's vocals? Okay, right here. So let's think about that. Where should the vocals come in? I really want to stretch things out. Right. First things first. I want to deal with that sound. I'm all over the place today. Okay. Meditation bell number 4. First of all, do I even like that reverb? I do. It makes it big. Okay. It's a nice reverb. I wonder why I did it that way and not as a you know what, I'm gonna put this reverb on with the other reverb. And I could kind of pan it around. Also, let's EQ this. I think I recorded it pretty nicely, so I don't need to do a lot of EQing, but just like bump it up a little bit and make sure there's no unwanted frequencies. Look at how pure that waveform is. It's just this one. It's this little meditation bell that I have, little singing bowl that I have. So it doesn't need anything in those lower frequencies at all, because that's the only frequency it's got. It's got one little harmonic and a... Cool. Okay. And let's make this kind of swirl a little bit. Oh, I'm doing the wrong one. Oh my gosh. Control Z. Okay, right. Hit the right button here. Okay. Now let's make this swirl. Hi, Eugene! Thanks for hiding in the shadows while we're working on this.
I'll sing a one-note melody, it goes like this.
Control Z. What's up, Sam Jr. Music? How you doing?
Something that will soothe and put your mind adrift. I'll sing a one-note melody.
Just doing some automation here.
A one-note melody, a lovely drone for you to meditate together or all alone.
Okay, and these are, all right, so that's a pretty good start with that. Now let's go sound by sound. So that's the first sound that's coming in. Pretty happy with how that's coming in. Do I want to organize the tracks a little bit by how they're coming in? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I don't know. I'm like refamiliarizing myself with all the pieces of this song, so. All right, I can hear some like hissing. They call it the noise floor of that. It's not awesome recording because it's not very clean. Let me think about what I want to do with that. So let me clean this up just a little bit. I could re-record it, but I'm lazy, so I'm not going to. So let me let's get some silence, and then I'll use my favorite little denoiser by Blue Labs. All right, that's probably a good little piece of silence, I think. Be all right. Well, I don't want too much tone in it. All right, hold on. Rather than the spatial. All right, so Blue Labs. Blue Labs denoiser. You are. And let's hit. Oh, and I want this soloed. It is soloed. Good. I'm going to hit learn. And that yellow line here is the noise floor. So I'm going to unclick that. And bring up this threshold a little. Then I won't hear so much of the noise floor. I will lose harmonics. But that's okay. This is sort of a... Let's see how that sounds. Cleaner. Nice.
I'll sing a one-note melody, it goes like
Good.
this. No fourth or fifth or minor.
All right. So before those vocals come in, still getting timing, and we're wanting to stretch everything, create the atmosphere and the mood, make sure things are kind of like landing gently, each piece. Right there. Okay, so I want the lead part to actually start here, around here.
I'll say no.
Do a pickup note. How much of a pickup note? Let me see.
I'll say no one note melody. It goes like this.
Yep, okay, I think that's good, so I'm gonna mark that. Let me get my little arranger track going here. I have some markings. I want to erase them. So up here, I have like this A6, A1. Let's go over here to view events. No, markers. Event markers. Okay, and I'm just gonna hit delete and erase all of those. So I don't want them. And then I'm gonna start marking where I want things to go. So this one will go through. Get it set up with the arranger track. So that's Bugs. Intro.
I'll say no one note melody. It goes like this. No fourth or fifth or minor fall or major lift. Something that will soothe and put your mind adrift. I'll sing a one note melody. I've got a one note melody, a lovely drone.
I'm just hitting M as I go along to make markers. And then I'm gonna make sections from those markers.
I'll go home and sing a one note melody. I hear a one
Okay,
note.
so here we want space. Like this can be a kind of its own section. So let's figure out where this would come in next. And adjust. Taking it from the second half of the. We'll give the pickup in here too. I hear I've got a one note melody. Okay.
I've got a one note melody, a lovely drone for you to meditate together or all alone. Slipping out of consciousness, we all go home and sing a one note melody.
A little bit of a break. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da-da-bum-ba, da-da-da. I think it would bring it back in there. Let's try that.
I hear a one note
Yep.
melody. It sounds like this. It sounds like one
Shush.
carpet in a swing. It sounds like sound that makes no sound as you consider this to sing a one note melody.
Okay, so I think I want. Well, we'll do some special effectsy things. Eventually. Let me get this arranged as much as I can.
Melody.
Like I can hear some echoes and repeats and delay of that last one note melody. One note, one note. That's a good break.
melody to one note melody.
So this is a good break. We'll mark that one as well. This is, I think, this first three, yeah? Okay.
I add a one note melody to one note melody. That's not a contradiction, it's called harmony. All things in the universe have their own key and sing their one note melody. There is no reason and there is no rhyme.
Huh. I wonder
Place and there is
if it needs even more space there. And mind you, I haven't like arranged the rest of the instruments. I'm just thinking about like the beat and the lyrics right now.
I add a one note melody to one note melody. That's not a contradiction, it's called harmony. All things in the universe have their own key and sing their one note melody. There is no reason and there is no rhyme.
Oh, okay. This actually gets harmonized. I forgot.
I add a one note melody to one note melody.
And these are dry vocals. I'm going to be doing some tuning and some timing things in a minute.
There is no reason and there is no rhyme. There is no place and there is no time. No future and no past, it's all eternity. It's all a one note melody.
Okay. I think that that's fairly good timing. And then as I go along, it will reveal itself more to what it wants to be. But right now, I mean, it's already a short song. It's a short song. So we want to make sure that we're building up the atmosphere, keeping the atmosphere. All right. And I've got different instruments here, different parts. We'll go through each of them. I want to add some automation to the frequencies of this. I'd like to figure out how to set up an LFO, but I kind of have to do like my own LFO by hand. Oh, okay, so 5. Oh, and let's send that to the, we want lots of reverb, lots of reverb. Oh, and I'm going to set up a delay bus. Ooh. Thinking about my, the sound toys as well. But I really like the Sonitus delay. Anyway, well, we'll see. Let me narrow all these strips so we can see what's going on. Okay, we're going to call this the late bus, because it's delayed. And all right, let's look at some of the sound toys things. Actually, no. I want just a basic delay that's Cakewalk's Sonitus delay, because it's really good. Okay. I don't want to unlink it and set this mix to 100%. And it has some presets already. It's interesting. So there's like this preset menu up here, but then there's this preset button, which I didn't even notice until like a couple weeks ago, that they have these nice preset delay presets over here too in the button that says presets. Not up here in the menu that says no preset. So these are ones that I made. Let's try one of those. And we wanted to host sync the tempo. I'm going to just write it in anyway. It's 105. And what pretty color should I make this? Maybe we'll make it like a really deep purple. And move it over next to the reverb bus. And let's play with that. So for the I don't know what it would do for the drone. Would it do a rhythmic, something rhythmic? Let me see. Kinda, yeah. Without it. With? I see. Come on. I don't know if that's actually what I want for this. All right, back to the idea of doing an EQ kind of homebrew LFO. Let's first of all see. Not that fast. I'm going to adjust the sound a little bit. Yep. Take out some of the sort of irritating high things that are happening. I've got, all right, let me first back up. Let me back up. Okay. So I have several instruments that are in the same frequency range. So let's look at that first, because that might end up causing a problem for us. I have this one. Oh, that's the bongos. So let me put that in the drum bus. Master drum. But it'd be really tops, wouldn't it? Do I even have a tops bus? We'll put it in there. Okay, and then this piano. It says it's a piano, but it's not. I don't think it's a piano. It's its own weird thing. So I'm going to have that. It's like a pad. It's really spacey pad. It's an odd note.
I'll say no what.
I'm gonna mute that for right now. Doesn't seem like it's the right note. And I may be wrong, but I'm gonna mute that for now. Okay, some of the other instruments that are in the same range of this as this drone. So I want to make sure that everything that's here has a purpose for being here and is heard and has its own little carved out spot. So let's make sure. It's funny, that reminds me of like Link, Legend of Zelda kind of thing. I like it. It's like very reedy. All right, let's look at what frequencies those are. don't really want this to be what takes up my low end. A little too. I could go a number of ways with this, where I could lean into the sort of electronic sound or try to make it sound more natural. Let's put some reverb on it. Oh, let me put it in my... Hello. Can't I'll put it in the strings. Strings already has some reverb send to it. And... all right, I'm going to set up one of my favorite things right now, and that's the crystal bus. Magic crystal bus. Where I put the Sound Toys crystallizer in it. Even if it's just like something that I'm going to resample and add a little flavor into, it's fun. It's really, really fun. So let's make this smooth crystals and send them over. Oh, no, not the preview bus. Crystals. Yes, I feel like this could be added in a little later. Yeah. All right. I'm going to... Let's play with which crystals we like. I tend to like the emeralds as well. Let's try half sapphires. These are good too. The original is good though. Put my magical crystal bus. Let's make it white, gray. Those are okay. Still think I like just the originals. These are really nice. Make it all the way wet. Yeah. Cool. And now I'm going to make a new aux track. That we can use for resampling. All right, so I like this a lot. Where did that aux track go? So let me pull that up here. So I'm gonna call this crystal resample. Or resample crystals. Pull it up here. Yeah, I just want to get really trippy and weird with this track. Where did it even go? Oh, it's the harmonium. All right, so let's do some resampling with this cool thing. We'll set that up to record, and so it should be recording what's coming through the crystal bus. Turn that all the way up. And record. And it's going to sound really loud and everything, but part of the reason I'm resampling it is so I can have more control over that. What happens if I do this? Nothing. If I'd have to pan the resample bus to get it to go. Hi, Jeremiah Pearson. Welcome to the show. Yes, this is a track from my friend Eugene Wagner, who's asked me to produce it, and he already did a really great job of a version. And I'm just adding some bells and whistles and expanding out the whole track. What is resampling? Great question, Sam Jr. Music. It is what I'm doing at this very moment. So I am taking a sample, so like this harmonium sample, right? That's really what's playing, and it's playing through this effects bus to give it that weird little, the magic crystal sound that it has. And I want just the magic crystal sound. I don't want any of the original signal of the harmonium because I already have that. So I want just the sample of these magic crystal sounds, and that's good. So what I've done is I've set up an aux track that can record that, just the magic crystal sound. So now when I go to, and let me make a new audio track just for the magic crystals. And we'll put it in the candy bus. It will just be the sound effect. And so that's a resampling, because there's the harmonium sample, and then I did a bunch of processing to run it through these buses, and then re-recorded it with the aux track. So it's just the crystals, magic-y crystal sound. So now when I solo this, it's just that like cut up crystal sound. Where the original sample sounded like this. Oh, I still have it running through the crystal bus. Hold on. Crystal bus, be gone. So now I can turn off the crystal bus. So that's the sample. And then I resampled it by running it through the processes and recording just the processed sound on an aux track. I hope that makes sense. You can do a lot of creative. It's just a lot of creative possibility. Like I've done this quite a bit with delays. Like say I just want a delayed sound to go to a certain point, and then I need it to go away. It's helpful to have a resample of that sound because I just have more control over it than I do with even automation. Maybe I can show that. Yeah. All right. Well, first of all, let me mute this little resample bus. So an aux track, just to back up, an auxiliary track, they're like, one of my production mentors, Julian Hinton, called them like service tracks. They service the other tracks because they're not an audio track. They're not a MIDI track. They service all of, they're functional for the other tracks, and you can use them in different ways. And resampling is one of my favorite ways to use aux tracks, but you can also use aux tracks to like boost a sound or to parallel process. Like you can have the aux track where it's kind of just like acting like whatever you put through the aux track, it's kind of doubling the sound. So some people use aux tracks to parallel process with putting their effect on the aux track rather than on the original track. Okay, so let's back up now that I've got that neat crystal sound. I want to adjust it a little bit and just bring it down in the mix, and also make some of the higher frequencies Oh, I still have things soloed, don't I? So you made the sound on a new audio track. With the effects of the crystal on it? Yes. I used the aux track to record because it's like having the aux track is almost like I had a microphone just on this crystal bus, which is just 100% what the sound, what the effect is of the crystallizer. So it's like I put a microphone up to just that bus and hit record, and that's what that aux track is doing. It's kind of like a microphone for whatever it's attached to. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Jeremiah Peterson, myself still kind of new to all of this. My understanding is you could do more if you use an aux track instead of routing to a bus track. No. I mean, they're different things. So, the things that I do with bus tracks, I just don't use them the same as aux tracks. Some people do, but I feel like if I did, I'd be missing out on being able to have like this fleet of buses with all these different effects that doesn't take up like a lot of my computing power, because there's just one instance of whatever effect is on it, and then I send that out to the different tracks, and then from there I can use aux tracks that are like attached to a bus, or aux tracks that are attached to a track. So they're not like a one's better than the other, or you can do more with one than the other. They're friends. They work in tandem. You can use them in creative ways together. So that's what I have to say about that. But routing is a whole world that continues to kind of like unlock its secrets. So for me, on aux tracks with multiple effects, does it take less computer power? I don't think so. Because with aux tracks, it's kind of the same as if you were putting it on a track here. So if you had like multiple instances of an effect on multiple aux tracks, like it's more computing power than if you had that effect on a bus and then sent it from the bus to the various aux tracks and to the various tracks. Let me back up a little bit and just explain how I tend to add effects to things, especially like fancy, sparkly, fun effects, because there's effects come in kind of 2 or 3 buckets, where there's your functional effects that like compression and EQ. That I do on a track by track basis. And I do that with the Pro channel. And then there's kind of like corrective, non-sexy effects like the denoiser, where I'm sort of using it to fix up a sound. Also, what's another corrective? Like auto-tune is a corrective, or that Waves real-time tuner. That's sort of a corrective effect. But then like the fancy sparkle stuff, I put those all, like the crystallizer and like reverb and like delay and any other fun stuff that I want to use, I tend to put that on a bus and then send it out to wherever I need it, because I often need a lot of instances of those. Like nearly everything gets reverb. So I just want really one instance of reverb and have more control over how much reverb by how much of a send it is to the bus. Yep, I know. It's a rabbit hole. It's okay. Don't worry if you don't. If you find it perplexing, that's good. That's good. Your subconscious is working on it, and it'll come back to you later, and you'll have an aha moment like I did, and then you'll be able to just go that much farther with your effects and routing and whatnot. Like I said, it's constantly like unlocking. I feel like it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons style. Like I have to go through some sort of quest first before the treasure unlocks, and that's what's happening with me and routing. Okay, yeah, I would like to do a video on like the fleet method of effects, but it's as simple or as complicated as you want it to be. I think that having your effects on a bus makes it simpler. Yes. Okay, Sam Junior Music. Oh, that reminds me of a great question I had. Melodyne quantizer can be used to quantize the drums into the correct beat. I suppose it could, but okay, you're talking about like not MIDI. You're talking about audio quantizing. I don't know. I've never used Melodyne that way, and I only have the basic version of Melodyne. It'd be worth experimenting with, but I tend to try to adjust the timing of drums by stretching and scooting the transients around in the audio file, and it takes time. It takes time. But also, I'll like grab sections of drums that were really in time, fix that little section, and then loop that little section. That can be a kind of a time saver as well. So there's different ways that you can quantize non-MIDI things. But I don't know. I've never used Melodyne that way. So if you try it out, let me know. Be curious to know. I've been talking a lot. I'm thirsty. Okay. So where was I? Let's like get back on track here. These are good questions. And I appreciate talking about routing because it makes me have to explain it and really like get the flow chart straight in my mind. Like, okay, so right here with the crystals, I'm going to mute them for now. I'm just going to mute them for now. Oh, what was I doing? I was going to add sections. So I'm not exactly sure where the end is. I'm just going to sort of mark an arbitrary end marker. And then we are going to make sections from markers. So I just select all of that, right click, create sections from markers. Okay, so now this is intro. Verse 1. And then verse 1 is really, I mean, it's we'll call that verse 2 because it's long, and then we get a post, or just a break, I think. What's this section? This is 1B.
I hear a one-note melody. It sounds like this. It sounds like one.
And then this is verse 2.
It sounds like sound that makes no sound as you can sit.
Okay. Okay. Let me save this first of all, and let's do some Melodyne. Should be fairly straightforward because it's one note. So thanks, Eugene. All right, Melodyne this. Hey, good job, Eugene. Look at that. Honestly, singing one note can be very difficult because it drifts very, very easily. All right, I'm going to experiment here and try to snap this all to pitch center. And if it sounds horrible, we'll see. Might sound okay. I don't know.
I'll sing a one-note melody. It goes like this.
Sounds good.
Fourth or fifth or minor fall.
Okay.
Third one.
And let's straighten out that pitch drift.
I'll sing a one-note melody. It goes like this. No fourth or fifth or minor fall or major lift. Something that will soothe and put your mind adrift. I'll sing a one-note melody.
That's interesting. So yeah, the drums sounded way better when you quantized it. You tried the Melodyne thing for drums? Okay. And quantizing drum pads with finger drumming, not MIDI or drum samples. Okay. Yeah, they need Alexa with Cakewalk. Well, I would say that your keyboard hand is your Alexa as you get familiar with your keyboard shortcut commands. Because to quantize, I mean, with Melodyne, just like Control M, and quantizing is Q. Yeah, getting familiar with keyboard shortcuts is really, really great. And the Cakewalk manual has the list of them all, and plus you can set up your own. To get to the Cakewalk manual, just hit F1, and that gets you right there.
I'll sing a one-note melody. It goes like this. No fourth or fifth or minor fall or major lift. Something that will soothe and put your So
I see. Yeah, there's like some little natural variations which I might want to keep some flavor of. But then it's not really a one-note melody, is it now?
I'll sing a one-note melody. It goes like this. No fourth or fifth or minor fall or major.
Yeah, actually, this I want to straighten this out as much as I can. Come on now. It's a little easier to navigate.
No fourth or fifth or minor fall or...
Because this is supposed to be kind of robotic, I'm really straightening it out hard.
No fourth or fifth or minor fall or major lift.
Major lift. Yeah, really, really getting into the minutia.
No fourth or fifth or minor fall or major lift. Something that will soothe and put your mind adrift.
Maybe I can straighten that out.
Mind adrift. Something that will soothe and put your mind adrift. I'll sing a one-note melody.
Sing a one-note melody. You know what I might do just for everything is kind of like shore up the pitch to like There we go, 86, and see if that adjusts. Mm-hmm. Together. Whoa. What? Why? What is happening? What happens if I do this? That's gonna be wrong. Let's see. Nope. Sorry, I'm really loud, laughing directly into the microphone. Okay, so we are going to right-click that, restore original, undo all pitch changes. And I'm gonna, there we go. Okay, so now, let me see what happened. It's not that different. Here. Interesting. You know what I think this is? So that's an octave. That's fascinating. That's almost like Tibetan throat singing kind of stuff, Eugene. I didn't know you could do that. Wow. Okay. Let me shore these up a little bit. This is very interesting. I have not melodined something that has this static of a melody before. Sam Junior Music, I rewatch a lot of your videos. Thank you. But if you have time, maybe you can show how you transfer the melodyne region. Transfer the melodyne region. I'm not exactly sure what you mean, but what I do is once I have it all how I like it and how it sounds good to me, then I actually bounce the track that I'm working on with Melodyne. So it no longer technically has Melodyne active on it as a region effect, but it's baked in to the track because I've bounced it. So I'll show you that here in a minute. Yeah, Eugene, wasn't this an assignment? Was this a TSA assignment to write a one-note melody? Please comment when you get a moment. One-note melody. Let me straighten that out a little bit. That didn't look like it straightened out much. So I bounce it, I don't render it. You know? Yes? I don't even know if I've... We'll experiment with that. Let's experiment with that. Because I think there is a way to render it, but I just find bouncing really fast. Okay, so I've got this pretty well set. So what happens if I right click on this, go to Region Effects, Melodyne, Render. This is interesting. I have not done this before, so let's find out what happens. Does it essentially do the same thing where there's like no longer Melodyne active on it? I think that's true. To me, it seems like 6.5 dozen. So that's interesting. But maybe with this, let me see about this. I could go. No, it does the same thing. I bounce it. You could also render it. Wow, that's very interesting because okay, there's no appreciable difference. Let's do a little Control-Z magic. All right, we're gonna solo this. So this is a rendered file.
I'll sing a one-note melody. It goes like this. No fourth or fifth or minor fall or major lift.
Okay, and we're gonna Control-Z this. So now there's Melodyne back again. And now I'm gonna bounce it. instead of rendering it. I have a little keyboard shortcut that I set up for myself with Control B. I think Andre suggested that. And let's have a listen to it and see if there's any appreciable difference.
I'll sing a one-note melody. It goes like this. No fourth or fifth or minor fall or major lift.
Same thing. You can do either. I just find bouncing to be quicker, I guess. So not right-clicking and going to region effects and Melodyne and render. I'm just hitting Control B. So, but that was interesting. That was interesting. With Cakewalk, there's often many ways to do things, and I'm actually going to Melodyne this again. So I'm hearing some inflection things that normally I love inflections and I find them very expressive, but I think for this song, for effect, let's do it again. Let's smash it right in the center. See how it sounds.
I'll sing a one-note melody. It goes like this. No fourth or fifth or minor fall or major lift. I'll sing fourth or fifth or minor fall or major lift. Something that will soothe and put your mind at
rest. Let's back that one up. I wonder.
Fourth or fifth or minor fall, mind adrift. I'll sing a one-note melody.
Yeah, this is really.
Mind adrift. I'll sing a one-note melody.
So Eugene, this was a song prompt in FAWM. Is that February album of the month? Make an album in a month thing? Is that what that was? Anyway. Yeah, Sam Jr. Music. There's totally a way to undock it, I think. Yeah, you can take this and move it around. This multi-dock area. Hey, why can't I redock it? Hello? Oh. Well, now I can't dock it again. What the hell? You can undock it. I'm sure there's a way to redock it too, but wow, it does not want to behave. But there you go.
Mind adrift, I'll sing a one-note melody.
Usually with like anything else, if I want to dock it, I can just see how this multi-dock area turns blue, and that means I can just dock it right back up again. How funny you are, Melodyne. How funny indeed. Okay.
Mind it.
All right, we're gonna fast forward a little bit.
I got a one-note melody, a lovely drone for you to meditate together or all
Together or all.
to
That might be wrong.
melody
No, move it forward. Oh.
together. Lovely drone for you to meditate together.
That is wrong.
Lovely drone for you to meditate together or
That's fine. How did I undock it? Down at the bottom here, do you see those tabs? You see these tabs where it says piano roll, console, loop construction? I grabbed the Melodyne tab, and well, I'll show you again. So I'm gonna close that and open this up again. I wonder if it'll open as a tab or it'll open undocked. Let's find out. Double click. Okay, that's neat. Okay, well there you go then. So down here there's a tab. You can grab the tab and drag it around. Okay, then if you want to redock it, you can't redock it like literally everything else in Cakewalk, but you close it and then double click and it appears docked again. There you go. Okay, now I'm going to bounce this once again. Happy with that. And now this next section, and I'm going to trim this, neat little trim trick. I've been using split, like S for split forever, but lately I'm using the scissors by hitting Alt and then clicking because it makes a nice little crossfade. Just get rid of that. Okay, now let's melodyne this one. So yes, these tabs down here is my melodyne, and scroll up and down. Okay, and let's just smash everything to this pitch center. Normally I don't do that, but this song is an exception. We'll see if it sounds wrong.
I hear a one-note melody. It sounds like this. It sounds like one.
You bet. Happy to help.
It sounds like sound.
It sounds like.
I hear a one. Sounds like this. One hand clapping or swirling.
And you notice that when I am moving around the track, I'm not moving around the track within the melodyne part of the screen. I'm traversing the track up here in the track view. It's just more awkward to move around in the melodyne window.
One hand clapping or swirling. It sounds like sound that makes no sound as you consider this to sing a one-note melody.
That one sounds pretty good. So I'm going to bounce that. That's interesting to know that rendering and bouncing amount to the same thing. It's good to know. Good to know. Oh, there was a little timing thing with this I wanted to address. And let's do that with the transients.
I hear a one-note melody. It sounds like this. It sounds like one hand clapping or swirling.
Why?
It sounds like sound that makes no sound as you consider this to sing a one-note melody.
Sounds like sound that makes no sound. That's I love that line. And let's clean up the timing of it a little bit. And I don't really need these things. There we go.
I hear a one-note melody. It sounds like this.
Okay. I think that all in all the track is, oh, wait. And why I want smart grid, please. Thank you. There we go. You see how I have more divisions with smart grid? I had it set to half notes in the snap before. All right. And I have it set so that the lines, the division lines, are over the track. I think by default they're behind the track. And I believe I changed that in preferences. But let me do this. Transients. So I'm going to audio transients. This shows me the tallest parts of the waveform.
I hear a one-note melody. It sounds like this. It sounds like one hand clapping or swirling. It sounds like
Sound that makes no sound. So this is like a little bit late. Let me hear it from here.
It sounds like sound.
It sounds like sound that makes no sound is what we want.
It sounds like sound that makes no sound.
Actually, let me change this from smart grid to 8s. Not and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Yeah.
It sounds like.
So that I can get where the division should sit. And hit Control Alt D to deactivate. And then two things with audio transients and stretching audio. If I were to grab this by the diamond here, it moves it without stretching. And if I grab it anywhere except by the diamond, it stretches it a little bit. Wait. That's weird. Oh. Okay. I really want that one to start right there.
It sounds like sound.
Back that up, do that better. Let me deactivate this one and move this one up.
It sounds like.
And those are okay. It sounds like sound.
It sounds like sound.
Sounds like this one's a little bit late. Deactivate that one, scooch that one up to the 8th mark.
It sounds like sound.
Not very nice.
It sounds like sound.
Okay, better, better, better. Sounds like sound. What is that word?
It sounds like sound.
Sound, okay. Is this the word sound?
Sound. Sound.
Oh, it's just a long S. Okay. Sam Jr. Music. So this vocal was recorded originally in stereo form. I highly doubt it. But I betcha that when Eugene sent it to me, like exported it as a WAV file, he exported it as a stereo WAV file. I could very easily and probably should, you know what, I might just make my life easier and transfer this back to mono because it doesn't really need to be in stereo. I mean, I think the only way that it would like originally be recorded in stereo is if you had like 2 microphones or like one of those binaural mics that's like looks like a mannequin head, which those are dope. But I'm going to convert to mono because, yeah. Oh, anything you record with a mic records as stereo because of the way my mixer and interface are configured. Interesting. Okay. But you have just one microphone, yes, Eugene? Just like one microphone, and then it's going into your interface? I imagine. So, yeah. Okay, let me back up to working with our transients, do a little audio yoga. We're adjusting this. Timing is important. Timing really makes a difference in how the song lands and how we feel about it, the emotionality of it. So it's worth it for me to take this time to really nail down exactly where things should be hitting.
It sounds like sound that makes no.
Especially since this is kind of like a robotic.
It sounds like sound that.
Okay, so we're going to scooch that one up.
It sounds like sound that. It sounds like sound that makes no sound. It sounds like sound that makes.
This is still a little late. I like want another. This is what I want. I want that there. I think. Oh, gracious.
It sounds like sound that.
No. I'm still not 100% versed with audio transients and working with them in this way.
It sounds like sound that makes. It sounds like sound that makes. It sounds like sound that makes no sound.
Yeah, okay.
It sounds like sound that makes.
No.
It sounds like sound that makes.
Sound that makes no sound.
It sounds like sound that makes no.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. That's better. With these transients, is the same way you quantize the drum sections by moving them into the right timing? Yep, precisely. Precisely. And I always just need more practice at it.
It sounds like sound that makes.
Okay, so we are scooching that.
It sounds like sound that makes no.
Just scooching things just a little bit so it's kind of subtle.
It sounds like sound that makes no sound as you consider this.
It's getting better and better.
It sounds like sound.
It sounds like.
It sounds like sound that. It sounds like sound that makes.
Okay. Never mind.
It sounds like sound that makes no sound as you consider this.
Let's get it in context.
It sounds like sound that makes no sound as you consider this.
Please slowly how you open up the transients and clicking where and how. Sure. Over here on the left, you have this little menu. And normally, all the time, we're working in clips view. That's just the normal default view of how we work. But you also have the option of looking at audio transients. So that's how you get there. The other things that you can see in here are, that I use a lot is clip automation gain. That gives you the gain of the actual clip itself for you to adjust. And then automation tracks in general, which are also shown with this button, this little, looks like an N button. That shows you the automation envelopes and whatever that may be. I don't have an automation on this yet. I doubt that I will. But who knows? We'll see. I might have an effects automation, but I don't yet. So I'm going to go back to my audio transients.
It sounds like sound that makes no sound as you consider this to 0, 1.
That's sounding pretty good now. Okay.
It sounds like sound that makes no sound.
Swirling mist. I want this to be just a little bit more in time, slightly. I don't want it snapping. Just like a little bit more in time.
It sounds like sound.
Wait, did that click?
It sounds like sound.
Still, the sounds like sound is a little late. So.
It sounds like sound that makes no. It sounds like sound.
Sounds like.
It sounds like sound.
I don't know.
It sounds like sound that makes no sound as you.
Sounds like sound that makes no sound. It's very interesting to think about these as rhythmic hits rather than words. If I can remove the view that this is a word and the word is sounds like rather than a sound itself, sounds like, that kind of helps. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Sounds like sound that makes.
Adjust this just a little bit more.
Sounds like sound that makes no sound as you consider this to see.
Was that okay? I don't know. I'm just gonna back it off.
It sounds like sound that makes no sound as you consider this to 0, 1 note melody.
Yes, so audio transients, but not audio, that you're using it as time tempo. I'm not exactly sure what you mean there, but the audio transients are, a transient is like the highest part of a waveform. So it shows you generally like where the beat starts, or where the start of a sound, the main start of a sound. It's called a transient. And yes, moving them around this way in the audio transients view. I used to actually split the clip and scooch things around that way. And since I found that I could do this, it's just much more elegant.
It sounds like sound that makes no sound.
Sounds like
sound that.
And I still need more practice at it. Like I'd like to know how to make these markers matter. Okay, I just did it. Control-Alt-D.
It sounds like sound that.
Sounds like sound.
It sounds like sound that makes no sound as you.
Sound. All right, this part's fine, and now it's this sound that makes no sound.
Sound that makes no sound.
Makes no sound. Is a little.
Makes no sound.
this is a little late.
Like something that makes no sound. Like something that makes no sound as you. Like something that makes no sound as you consider this. To say no one note.
Whoops. And by the way, if you don't know, it took me forever to really learn and get used to it. Pause is control space.
Sound as you consider.
Stop is space.
Sound as you consider this. To say no one note melody.
Yes, I'm just looking at the transient to move them into the tempo, not adjusting the sound. Yes. Yes. I am not cutting up the waveform itself. I am manipulating the audio, but through stretching.
Sound as you consider this. To say no one note melody.
Melody. It's like ever so slightly late. You can get real rabbit holey with this, as with anything.
Melody.
I think that's pretty good. Let's listen to this whole clip.
I hear a one note melody. It sounds like this. It sounds like one hand. I hear a one note melody. It sounds like this. It sounds.
All right. It sounds as late. Might be too much. I don't know. We'll find out.
Like this. It sounds like one. Like this. It sounds like one.
Sounds like is too long. Sounds like.
It sounds like one.
Sounds like.
It sounds like one.
Better. It's like when things start to get into time, much like getting into tune, it's kind of just like this feeling.
It sounds like one hand.
Sounds like one hand clapping.
It sounds like one hand clapping in a swirling mist.
You can stretch a note forever and it'll play like that. There's limits, and there's limits to what will sound good, and that is up to you. But you could even like use this to like use it and break it, you know, and use that as an effect.
It sounds like one hand.
Sounds like one hand is a little bit late.
It sounds like one hand clapping.
Clapping is a little bit late too. And it's always good to check to make sure that you have the whole track lined up about where it needs to be in the first place.
It sounds like one hand clapping. Hand clapping.
And I'm moving multiple transients so that it sounds more natural.
Hand clapping in a swirling mist. Hand clapping in a swirling mist. It sounds like hand clapping in a swirling mist. It sounds like something that makes.
This is still bugging me. Sounds like sound that makes no sound. Back this up.
Sounds like something.
We're just gonna scooch everything up. Make it sound natural. It's like cloth, right? It's rumpled over here, and we're gonna smooth it all out.
Sounds like something. Sounds like sound as you consider this.
Wow, what just happened?
Sounds like sound.
Quantize. Pool. What is that? All right, I probably need to get like my timer going so I'm not spending a zillion years on this. Now this is like squished up. Should I elongate this? Oh, that sounds better. Why is this splitting like that? This. This. I want it to be a little longer. Hmm? All right. We'll probably call that good. Listen to the whole thing.
I hear a one-note melody. It sounds like this. It sounds like one hand clapping in a swirling mist. It sounds like silent little sound as you consider one-note melody.
I feel like I made everything worse. I just want to start over. Oh no. Well, I'm not real happy about that. Not real happy about that. What should I do? What should I do? All right. Sometimes this happens. I'm going to go back to clips. And I am going to see about... Yes. Okay, sweet. That sucks so well. It's like doing knitting or something, and you realize you messed up a stitch somewhere, and then you're like, damn it.
I hear a one-note melody. It sounds like this. It sounds like one hand clapping in a swirling mist. It sounds like silent little.
What I might try doing first is like trying just to line up the whole track by nudging it forward, because it seems like everything is just ever so slightly late, just a smidge late. So let's let's scooch it.
I hear a one-note melody. It sounds like
It already sounds better.
it sounds like one hand clapping in a swirling mist. It sounds like silent little sound as you consider this to sing a one-note melody.
That sounds pretty good. All right, now there's just really one part.
I hear a one-note melody. It sounds like this. It sounds like one hand clapping in a swirling mist. It sounds like silent little sound as you consider.
All right, and I might do my old trick, like splitting it here, and this feels like it's just a smidge too early. So we'll smidge it up.
It sounds like silent little sound as you consider this.
That was one too many.
It sounds like silent little sound as you consider this to sing a one-note melody.
Okay, I wonder if I go in now and go to audio transients, if this will maybe behave a little bit better. Otherwise, okay, I'm gonna set my timer at just like 3 minutes. And if I don't get it, then we're just done with that for a moment. Okay. Oh, how did I nudge it so fast? I have set my nudge commands to be keyboard shortcuts. So I actually was working on my keyboard to nudge it.
It sounds like sound.
Which I should do a video on that because it's just so handy. Although I feel like Mike of Creative Sauce did a video, and that's how I learned about nudging. So I'll try to link that if I can.
It sounds like silent little sound.
Okay, I see now. This word sound is off the beat. All right. So let's try just like that first and just like cloth, smooth it out. If that helps or makes it worse. Let's find out. It really does something weird to it, doesn't it?
Sounds like sound that makes no sound.
Okay, Control Z. Okay, so if I just do this, it's gonna sound messed up.
Sounds like sound that makes no sound as you consider.
Actually, that's not bad.
Sounds like sound that makes no sound as you consider this.
Scissor icon. This guy. Okay, let's talk a second about the scissor icon versus just splitting something. When you hit Alt and hover over where you want to split, that gives you the scissor icon. And when you cut, it then automatically gives you a little crossfade. When you just use the keyboard shortcut S to split something, you don't get a crossfade. So that's what the scissors do.
It sounds like sound that makes no sound as you consider this. Just sing a one-note melody.
All right, I'm gonna call that good. Because it's fine. Yes, you can get into overproduction land very, very easily. Okay, onward. All right, let's tune up these here vocals. And yes, I am going to convert this to mono. And Control M. Melodyne. Pitch center. Zoop. Ooh. Is that right? Well, we're going to find out. And I'll set it to like 86-ish. There we go.
I add a one-note melody to one-note melody. That's not a contradiction.
And let me dim solo this.
I add a one-note melody to one-note melody. That's not a contradiction, it's called harmony. All things in the universe have their own key and sing their one-note melody.
That sounds great. Even this little one that's like, seems like it's...
One note
sounds good.
melody to one-note melody. That's not a contradiction.
It's not a contradiction, that's not.
That's melody to one-note melody. That's not a melody to one-note melody. That's not a contradiction.
This one just wants to lift up. Get it back in line.
Melody to one-note melody. That's not a contradiction. It's called harmony.
Yeah, good. Oh, and then there's this note. Yes, assigning keys with preferences is a big time saver, especially if you find yourself doing the same actions over and over.
Contradiction, it's called harmony. All things in the universe have their own key.
Then your DAW becomes an instrument. And just like you training your fingers to learn the shapes of guitar chords, you train your fingers to learn the keyboard shortcuts.
That's not a contradiction, harmony. All things in the universe have their own key and sing their one-note melody.
These a little bit off.
Melody.
Maybe I can straighten it out.
Melody. There is no reason and there is no rhyme.
That goes flat.
No. There is no rhyme.
And that goes sharp. Maybe I can split it and see if it'll come down nicely.
There is no rhyme.
There we go. And this one, I'm going to split that, and it seems to go up. Maybe.
There is no rhyme. There is no reason, and there is no rhyme. There is no.
I'll split that one too and bring it down.
There is no reason, and there is no rhyme. There is no place, and there is no time. No future and no past, it's all.
What happened to the sound? Oh. Huh? Maybe it's dim soloed?
There is no reason and there is no time. No future and no.
Oh, Eugene, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this a comp of 2 takes?
And there is no time. No future and no past, it's all eternity. It's all a one-note melody. And there is no time. No future.
Okay. Well, we can work with it.
No future. And there is no time. No future and no past, it's all eternity. It's all a one-note melody.
Why is this cut off? Oh, dear. Why is that cut off? I'm going to take Melodyne off of that. I guess that's the original. Did I? Well, Eugene, you let me know if that's what it should be. 'Cause that doesn't seem right. Sam Jr. Music, you talked about confused, so it wasn't stereo but 2 takes. Yes, a lot of times when a vocalist will get a producer deliver their vocal takes to a producer, they will have already done some comping if they're competent in how to comp their own vocals, and that's valuable. Because he just gave me one vocal track, but I imagine that he had comped it together from 2 different times where he had sung this, just because the quality was really different on that word, starting on that word time, such that it makes me think it was maybe recorded on a different day or with a different mic placement. So I'm not sure. Yeah. Oh no, you lost all your keyboard assignments. I feel like there's a way to save my keyboard preferences as like a file, and I probably should. Although I don't have that many that are off the default. The default ones are really helpful. I think the only ones that I've set up separate are and I gotta get going pretty soon. I've set up bouncing as Control B. I've set up my nudge commands, and I've set up reverse as the tilde button, and I've set up tab as the transpose button. But beyond that, I think they're all default. So, yeah, okay. Yep, it was composite from 2 different takes. It sounded like that. I think it can be fine. We can work with that, especially I'm going to like put some effects there anyway. But this cutoff is what I'm wondering about, Eugene. It just kind of stops.
Melody.
Which it's not a terribly big deal because I can fade it. Let me give it like a slow curve fade so it's not so obvious. But but that's fine. All right, so let me put Melodyne back on this then, and we will adjust that. Smash that all up. Smash those up too. Yeah, this is very unusual for me to be melodyning in this way. I am usually all about the nuances and making sure that everything's sounding natural. But for this, it's like we want it to be sort of robotic and hypnotic. And so it's appropriate.
I add a one-note melody to one-note melody. That's not a melody. I add a one-note melody to one-note melody. That's not a contradiction. I add melody to one-note melody. That's not a contradiction. It's called harmony. All things in the universe have their own key and sing their one-note melody. There is no reason and there is no rhyme. There is no place and there is no time.
Yeah.
No future and no past, it's all eternity. It's all a one-note melody.
Yeah, so Eugene, I can work with this, and we can sort of like disguise it a little bit, but I can definitely tell that these are taken on like different days. Like this one from this one.
There's no reason.
There's like a muffled quality, and then starting at time.
No future and no past, it's all eternity.
So, that's fine. We can work with it, and it's the harmony part, so it will be a little bit more background than the lead part. So it shouldn't be too big of a deal, and we'll make it sound really dope. All right, so I'm gonna bounce that. Well, thanks for hanging out, Jeremiah. I probably got to go here soon too. So I'm really happy that you found some helpfulness in this, and yeah, thanks for hanging out, and thanks for all your great questions. And it's so nice to be able to do this kind of like in community in a way, because it's things I'd be doing anyway and enjoying. And if I can like teach and explain along the way, that helps me. It helps you, and that makes me happy. So we'll save this project and probably call it a night. Yeah, thank you so much, everybody. This was super sweet. And I'm going to do this every Wednesday around 5. And hopefully I'll have my tech better figured out for next time. I'm glad you could hear me and see me in a non-blurry manner. So until then, have a great whatever time of day it is for you. And I will see you next time. Bye for now.